All right, from the studio of Fairfax City, we are very grateful that Carina and Matthew accepted an invitation to our show. Guys, welcome to my humble podcast.
Hi, Claudio.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
No
It's
problem.
an honor.
Yeah,
Oh,
great.
no, the honor is mine. Let's go back to the beginning of your life. Any of you were born like in a musical family? I mean, when you were a little kid, how music came to you? Were a lot of records at home? Your dad was a musician or whatever? Any of that?
Yeah. I grew up in a musician family. My brother is a guitarist, keyboardist also. My mother plays guitar also, and I grew up listening to the Beatles, Supertramp, Pink Floyd, and that's how I came into the musical world. And I started in a music school by trumpet.
Yeah.
Started with that. After I stopped entirely until I was maybe 18. I started again with a bit of drum, a bit of guitar, and finally I dived into medieval music with flute, and that's what we are doing with Karina since 15 years now.
Oh man,
medieval music.
Time goes by so fast. Yeah.
What about you, Karina? What's your upbringing?
Yeah, I started to play the piano when I was like 8 years old. I can't remember. Yeah, I started with classical piano and singing lessons.
Yeah.
And then I continued until I was like 17 years old. And after I stopped, because in this particular music school I have been, it was like, it was very competitive. It was a competitive vibe. And I don't like that. It was really difficult. And my teachers were kind of rigid. And music isn't that for me. Music is all about love and sharing and connection. So I had to stop. It was too competitive. And yeah, after I continued by myself, I continued to play the piano. I continued singing, and yeah, I started to discover lots of new styles of music, like jazz and R&B, metal. Even I listened to a lot of metal. And yeah, in my family, actually, I'm the only musician. Yeah, this is kind of funny. Yeah. And I'm the only musician, and my parents have been all the time really supportive. When I told them I want to be a musician, even professional, they told me, go for it. Do what you want in your life. I have wonderful parents. So yeah, I ended up as an artist. I discovered medieval music as well, and started to play the hurdy-gurdy, which is a really curious medieval instrument. And yeah, after I met Mathieu, and we started a medieval trio together, and we play medieval music since 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how did you go with that? I mean, you were with a trio with somebody else, obviously someone else, but how difficult was for you to, I don't know if you record any record at the time, was a trio, or you were touring as a trio as well?
In medieval music?
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually play in summer. We play on lots of medieval festivals and Renaissance fairs in France, Switzerland, a little bit everywhere.
I play the bagpipe, oboes, and flutes in this trio, and we sing also. And it gave us really some really good inspiration also to start a progressive rock band, because we knew that we loved to sing together, to sing in polyphony, and it was the start was solid.
Yeah, and we have
Go
two
ahead.
albums. Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm sorry, what did you say, Karina? We have 2 albums?
We have 2 albums as well. We recorded 2 CDs.
with the medieval trio,
yeah.
Medieval trio. I got it. And then, so before we talk about the album, which is very good actually, it's very difficult to get that album, actually.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because we chose to more a model like direct to clients. We
Got it.
to sell directly to our fans, because thanks of that it's easier for musicians to live with, thanks of the wonderful Bandcamp platform. And since long we don't think so much good about the streaming music, because it's quite unfair for the musicians. We need to pay it, nothing to hide. And there are also some recent events that was even worse about Spotify, for example, this kind of. And we decided for the moment to stay only on Bandcamp. It's
for the moment.
Yeah, for the moment. Maybe once we will be on streaming, we don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you. Spotify is a ripoff.
Yeah.
It's
difficult. Of course, it would give us. We are a young band and we are not so known yet. And of course, Spotify is gorgeous to be more known. But in the same time, as a musician, it's difficult to get some money back, because actually, as a self-produced band, we give everything of us, everything of our money, and now we are poor musicians. We're really poor musicians. We gave everything for the album, and we don't do it for money. Of course, we are passionate about what we do, the music we do, but we have to get something back at the end, because otherwise we can't continue, and we want to do this second album. I got it. Spotify is really, it's like, it steals money from the artists. It's not so fair.
Yeah, I completely agree. So right now, people can buy the album from the website as well as for Bandcamp, right? Bandcamp, and you guys send the stuff signed, I assume, with the name, the person that ordered that. And are the sale in Bandcamp okay, if enough, on a weekly basis? Of course, it's not enough to survive, but at least keep you going or get you going to.
Yeah, it's okay. Actually, the first few months it was exploding. It was incredible. We've got so much support and love from all around the world. It's incredible.
That's right.
It's really, really incredible. And
our house was like a post office, you know. We were
going everywhere. Yeah,
it was gorgeous. And a lot of sales go to the UK, which is incredible, because we love the UK. We are going for some concerts there. We will play at Summer's End Festival in the beginning of October this year.
Yeah.
And then we play in March 2026 on Fusion Music Without Boundaries Festival in England too. And there are some gorgeous people there, and a lot of support and love comes from over there. It's incredible. Yeah.
Got it. You guys dedicate your time to music full time, or you got other jobs, or?
Our main job is a medieval minstrel, actually.
Yeah, modern medieval minstrel.
What we described before. It's our full-time job. Thanks of an artist status we have in France, we can live with that. We can earn our life with that. And but it's sure that it could be great if we could, thanks of touring concerts, complete a bit this artist status. Thanks of progressive rock now with Oddleaf, could be great.
I got it. That's good for you. Yeah, I know it's tough to make a living as a musician. Of course, Oddleaf was born in 2020 when Karina, right, in keys, and Mathieu in flute, electronic flute, decided to create this progressive rock band. And how difficult the beginning? So when you guys formed the band, right? When you were part of a trio, you thought about, well, we like progressive rock, we should start forming a band. And then how long did it take for end to end to ideas to releasing the record? That probably was like a couple of years, right? But you took a lot of risks there, right?
Yeah,
Because
it was the idea of Mathieu to
It-
start.
it took many steps. There were many steps. The first step was that I discovered this electronic flute, because before that I played only medieval instruments, and even if I'm fond of progressive rock since I was a teenager, I could not imagine one wants to play in a progressive band, or to make it, to create one. And when I discovered this electronic flute, I saw that I could play ancient analog keyboard, analog synthesizer. I thought directly to this project that I had somewhere in me, to create once a progressive band, and it was suddenly all was possible. New electronic flutes, new kind of sound. I could play in every scale I want. And it's thanks of the electronic flute that I learned classical flute, because it's connected by the fingering, this kind of thing. And Karina was a former pianist, and I asked her, would you want to come back on piano?
So it's kind of funny, because I'm a little bit, in each review we get, people speak about Karina is the leader of Oddleaf, which isn't true. Actually, it's Mathieu who had the idea.
The two of you.
Yeah, we've made it together, but it was the idea of Mathieu, and after he insisted that I start to play the piano again, and I said, okay, why not? So let's try. And it's actually also Mathieu who made me discover progressive rock music. Before, at my parents, we listened to a lot of rock from the 70s,
right,
and pop even, and I never really knew what progressive rock is. So Mathieu made me discover it, and after I really got the taste of it, and I fell in love with this kind of music. I absolutely fell in love, and I have to thank you for that.
But when we started this project, it was just like a hobby. We will try something. I could not imagine that, and when I started to believe that it could be possible, it's when I listened for the first time for what Karina composed, and when I heard that, I thought, oh, she's really good, and thanks to that, I thought we are really now a good team. I bring a lot of things about all the technical side, how to record on a computer, how to compose, how to try out a lot of things, and she brought her compositions, and thanks to that we made this first album.
I mean, without him, he's the technical wizard, and I'm so bad at everything with technical stuff and cable salads and all this stuff. So he's the wizard on the technical side. And without Mathieu, there would have been no compositions at all. So
right, we need to thank Mathieu. And then obviously later on, right, Clément, Olivier end up joining us, right? You guys knew them before?
I knew Clément from the south of France, where I grew up.
Yeah.
And I learned in the middle of the process, I learned that he was living in Lyon, not so far from here. Yeah. And I proposed him. I made him listen for some of my composition for the compositions from Karina, and he immediately agreed to try, and he gave us his entire confidence, and that was the first really great and important step.
Yeah.
And after Clément knew our first bass player, Olivier. We rehearsed once with him, and it was great like that. And because we are in the early music stage also, we knew our former singer, another Olivier also. We had
That's right.
And we tried, and it was great also. And we recorded with this first lineup the demos, the 2 demos you can watch on and listen on YouTube. And after just before during the process of the recording of the album, we changed our singer, because the former one, Olivier, a really nice and gorgeous man.
Yeah, gorgeous, nice guy.
But he was not so implicated, and he had not so much time to give to this project. And everyone are in a complicated life, and he was not so much implicated in the project. And we welcomed Adeline.
Yeah.
And she was in Lyon also. She lived in Lyon, and we tried with her, and we recorded again with Adeline, and it was really great. And immediately we thought that it was a good choice to have a lead female singer.
Yeah.
This is the good thing we made. And what
I think we have to say that in the lineup we have now, we feel so good. It's like a big family, and we love each other. It's a really good ambience when we have rehearsals or we play live. It's gorgeous. And Adeline has an incredible voice, really. She's a great woman, and I'm really happy to have another woman around, even if the guys are incredible. They are
Of course.
to have and I think we need more female presence in the progressive rock scene. I mean, I see the more and more women in the progressive rock world, and it's really nice to see that. So yeah.
Yeah, like Soltis, you mentioned.
Yeah.
Soltis, for example, they have, well, Jess is in the front, but there are like three other ladies.
Four women, I think, no?
Yeah, so they're pretty good. Pretty good, yeah.
They are gorgeous.
That's very good.
Incredible band.
I interviewed him like a couple of weeks ago. He's a very nice guy, man. Very good people from
Andy,
the UK.
he's lovely. Yeah.
Andy, yeah, he's a very good man.
I have been in contact. Sometimes we write some messages on Facebook. It's a really lovely guy. Everyone is lovely, I think, in this band. I mean, I don't know them in real life yet, but this will change at Summers End Festival in October. We will meet Solstice too.
Yeah, I need to check it out there, because that's when I'm going to London. I need to calculate. I will have to meet you and see you guys play live.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy said, every time, let me know when you're coming to the UK, so I can get you tickets and everything. And
oh, nice.
Yeah, come. Let's meet in real life.
We'll be in real life. All right, so we'll try my best. I have so many. Actually, I'm going to be interviewing again a famous violinist from your country, Jean-Luc Ponty.
Oh.
I interviewed him already, and I'm going to be doing something with him, and then Jean-Michel Hiard during the summer, because I love electronic music. So
great.
And so that was a lot of great people, a lot of great progressive band in France. It's unbelievable. It's a lot of band in different areas.
Yeah.
A lot of great music there. Good for you. All right. So the album is Where Ideal and Denial Collide. What's the meaning of that? Why you guys decided to go with that title?
You want to explain?
Yeah. It's a sentence that comes from the song, the lyrics of the song "Ethereal Melodies," and it was a special sentence that included every aspect and every themes we wanted to speak of in this album. And although it was a really long and really lousy title, we thought it was a good thing for anyway. People will when we will have more albums. I think people will call it the first album, and they will not have to pronounce Where I Deny Collide. That's not a problem, and but it was so much senseful. It was so much full of sense. And that it described the themes we spoke of, and it described also what we are living actually on Earth. Our time goes really fast, and a lot of changes happened, and we think it was great to warn people and future listeners that we will speak of things that are not easy to handle and not easy to.
I think with our lyrics, it's like a kind and peaceful revolution. We want to, actually, as a musician and artist, I think we have the need to express ourselves and to express our inner worlds. And with Oddleaf, a theme or two themes which are really important for us are ecology and humanistic themes. And I hope one can hear that in the lyrics too. It's not a concept album, but I think it's really, how to say, smooth and rounded. It has a theme. Our album has a theme, but it's not a concept album. So maybe we are going to make a concept album one day, but not yet. It's too early.
Yeah, we that's great. We live in complicated time. Not just the politics here in the United States, but all over the world. People are, the people are killing one another. And,
crazy times. Crazy times.
Peaceful. Everybody's with technology nowadays, and it's because it's so good to be.
Also, some good examples. People are also rising up. We don't speak so much of that, but it gives. I think it gives hope.
Yeah.
And recently it was Serbia, and each time all the reasons people try to rise up. The reasons are connected by the same kind of what are ruling the world actually, and it's the same kind of reasons each time.
I want peace in the world, man. It's great. And more music.
It's so I think with our music and our lyrics we need to express ourselves, and we will continue to do so in the second album. It's really important for us. So I think I'm more like of an introvert person, and I express myself with music, and I think it can work. It can make people think. I hope so.
Absolutely no, it's a very, very good album. And it has obviously a lot of element of Candle and King Crimson, yes, Big Train, and of course you're using vintage keyboard, mellotron, Hammond organ, and so forth. So from when you guys got together until the album was ready, it was more than like a year, right? Like a couple of years. Before you got together until. Okay, you have the CD ready to go or a vinyl ready to go. So
it was a lot of work. It was a long way because we have 2 lineup changes as well.
Right.
As we had with our first singer Olivier Marcaud, it's a gorgeous human being, but it was not his world. Progressive rock was more like a test for him. It was an adventure.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was like that.
And he made it great.
Yeah, and it's a pity because he has a really great voice, but it was not his world. And lately we had a second lineup change, which was the bass player. And it's the same thing. At the end, he hasn't had so much time for us anymore. He has some other projects. And I think, it didn't work out at the end. But the same thing, it's a gorgeous human being. And we were really sad to had to let him go, but we tried to keep him for 2 years. But at the end, if you are a young band and you want to you want to go out there and to play your music and to give your best, and there are some band members who don't believe really in what you do, then it can't work out at the end.
Yeah, that's absolutely. And so you guys finished the album, and then what's happened after that? What was the strategy to take your CD and start selling to people, radio, festival? Because it's not that easy, right?
Yeah, we made a list of something like 100 and a half.
I didn't stop for
medias.
weeks.
Yeah. It was a YouTube channel, Facebook page, blog, everything on in every country we could imagine, and thanks to that we started after to send emails to each of them, and the first ones who noticed our work were more smaller medias. And the biggest medias didn't answer at all at first, because we know that they receive something like 50 emails a day, and once the smallest medias noticed us and make us some reviews and some good comments, some good notes when they rank us. After we started to enter the biggest medias.
It was
bigger media, and
it was fun.
Until lastly Prog Mag, this kind of really great and gorgeous media, and it's great.
But it was lots of work. I can remember I spent my days on Facebook and writing to people all day long, and it was passionate in the same time, because thanks of that I met a lot of new fans and friends, really a lot of new friends, and it's incredible. It's a gorgeous, very lovely community, progressive rock community.
And what's funny is we were working for something like one year and a half to finally produce our debut album.
Yeah.
And we thought that we have been naive. We thought that the releasing of the album would be the end, and finally it was just a new start.
Just the beginning.
Months and months of work to spread this music, and because we saw that it worked, and we are really thankful for every media who gave us a bit of their time, and to listen our music, to write reviews. It's thanks of them, and you medias are a great power for to spread and to spread music and art.
Actually, we have to say that we are still blown away by all this attention we get. It's unbelievable for us, because we are such a young band, and we didn't expect that at all from the get-go. It's incredible, and we are really grateful for all that.
It's a great album, actually. So
thank you.
And I listen to a lot of music myself, so it's a very good. I really like, of course, life and ethereal melodies, and it's very good stuff. I think the album was mastered by Jacob Holm Lupol, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know who he was, so I began looking, his background, and he's very famous, actually.
And he's so kind. He's gorgeous, very beautiful human being. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and it was our drummer, Clément, who knew him, not in real life, but he knew him. He chatted a little bit with him before, and Clément asked him if Jacob would be ready to master our album. He just tried. And Jacob listened to it, and he actually really liked it, and he said yes right away. So we were really happy with that.
That's great. You mentioned that, so you're going to be touring in October, right? And then in March next year, right? Right.
Yeah, we will play in England 2 times, which is gorgeous. We are really happy with that.
Yeah. What about in France? You guys can do tours. In your country, I mean, northern France and going to Paris and then going south and west and east?
Yeah,
Or
we have
is it
some
different?
gigs. We have
Yeah.
some gigs, but actually in France, which is kind of really funny, in France, we are less known than in England, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Really? How?
Yeah.
Starts to come. Actually, we've got some nice reviews who came in the last
We sent
few days, but
well, yeah, we sent our things to every big and small venues from our region and more.
Yeah.
yeah,
And we had no response and no answers. And maybe when we will come back from England, they will take us more seriously. Yeah, we don't know, but it's a matter of who will try to invest this small community.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
we now we have some names that we have to contact for the next season, the next year, and
Yeah.
maybe of them we can play more locally and in France. And we have two really great examples of French bands, Lazuli and Frank Carducci. They are like us. They have this artist status, you know, and they live with that, and they made it possible for their bands. I think once we will manage to sell, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 concerts a year, it could be great.
Yeah,
we need to
that's
play now. We have been facing a lot of a studio experience, rehearsal experience, all that, and stage experience. It's not so much, and each time really spaced with a lot of time. We don't play so much often, and so each time it's a new. It's like a new start.
yeah.
We need to work newly each time for each show.
Sure.
And it's difficult to get to feel really ready for long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had some nice shows actually, but there have been a few. It was not so funny when we played the first. We opened for Frank Carducci and for Lazuli, and we had a horrible sound on stage, and especially in our in-ears. We play with
Really?
Yeah, and so 2 times we didn't really have sound check, so it was really fast. We went on stage, 5 minutes of sound check, and it was terrible. So I couldn't hear myself playing the piano. I couldn't hear myself singing. I heard I heard Mathieu a lot playing his flute, and the singer, yeah, you. And the drummer, and I didn't hear myself at all. So it was a horror. It was really, we went on stage, the concert began. I played my first notes and I said, oh my God, I have to support that until the end of the concert. This will be funny. I don't know how I've done it, but I didn't hear myself. I just played. And the best thing, at the end, the people loved it. The audience loved it. And I thought, what the hell? Why did you love that? It was incredible. But yeah, you have to stay professional on stage. And I think we learned a lot of things thanks of that.
But it was the big step of our coming on stage was mainly technical.
Yeah.
Because we tried first with the classical wedge returns, you know, and finally after it was really difficult. We come from medieval music, you know. In medieval music, you just pick up your instrument, you play, and it's ready.
Yeah.
And we were absolutely not used to stage, a really loud stage, and real drum kits, and it was, everything was new, and we started to be découragé,
disencouraged?
No, we started to lose a bit of our courage sometimes, because it was really difficult. Really, after each show, we thought, if this is to play on stage,
I will stop.
Yeah, we'll stop maybe. And finally, we are on in ears. It's a bit.
It's better.
Yeah, more easy. But we need also to. We still need to learn, but it gets easier and easier.
Yeah. No, we had a nice little concert in March, something like 2 weeks ago, and this was gorgeous. It was really nice in a little bar. It was really beautiful, actually, and we had a good sound in our area.
Where was that? Close to where you live in Lyon?
Yeah, in Lyon. Yeah.
Wow. So you mentioned before that you're thinking about a new album. Is something that you're working on? Something a little bit like every week or some tracks?
It's in the works.
Yeah.
We have some songs in the works. Matthew has one. I have 2 or 3 in the works as well. And it's we will take our time, I think.
She starts to think about the sequel to Coexistence Part 2.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. And it's something that could be released next year, toward the end of the year.
I don't think next year. No, I don't. I think as a self-produced band, independent band, we have the luxury to take all the time we need.
That's right. Yeah.
Polish the songs and to put all our love and passion into each song. And I think for that we are really thankful. I mean, we have to do all by ourselves, but I think a label, if you would be in a label, it's like a double-edged sword. So there are some positive sides and also some negative sides, and the negative is that you don't have the time you need to really polish a song, and it's kind of stressful. And I think I couldn't work or compose like that if I knew that somebody's behind me and hey, you have to finish in 1 month, 2 months. No, I couldn't work like that. It would cut my creativity. So have
you thought about doing crowdfunding or Patreon, where people over the world can pay, I don't know, $20 a month or whatever? To have enough money to record it?
But Patreon, I don't know so much how it's working, but I thought it's you have to produce some exclusive contents, to give them.
Yeah, I can send you, Karina, an email with the condition, and happy to help.
Nice.
Many bands are doing that, because if you do a self-release, you need to work, you don't have the fund, but people over the world can donate a little bit of money, and then you do a little bit of special content, and you do like a Zoom meeting like this once a month with the fan. People help a lot. I mean, if you mentioned before that if you have a lot of fans, a lot of people that like your music and social media, I don't think it would be that difficult to raise, I don't know, $10,000 to $20,000. That you can use toward self-release and take your time. And that's a good venue.
Why not? It could be an idea.
But we don't have so much fans yet. We will maybe soon reach 1,000 followers on Facebook. Not so much, but anyway, with the first album, we managed to pay back what we invested, and I think we will put aside a bit of money for the next album. But why not to crowdfund also the next album? It could be great.
Because that will be a good way to do it. A lot of bands, unfortunately, they don't have the means to do it. And like Karina mentioned, a record label will not do anything for you. It's not what it used to be, right? Even the big bands are doing self-releases and have their own manufacturing because otherwise somebody else will take 50% of your earning, as opposed to like you do it in Bandcamp, where 90% go to you and only 10% go to Bandcamp, which is.
If we would have another work beside, it could be a great option, because we would not have any time to give for the communication around the band and the prospection. But because we have this artist status, I think it's a good match to make it ourselves and to be self-produced.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of freedom also, like Karina said. The freedom to release only if we are happy of what we produced, and
that's right.
That's
it can be it can be a curse to have too much time, because I can remember at the end of the album when we were ready to finish it, and we worked a lot on the sound effects and this kind of stuff, and we were here for hours in front of the computer. No, should we do this or that? No, this is not good enough. No, let's try this, let's try that. And
polishing syndrome.
The polishing syndrome. And
that's right.
at one point you have to decide yourself that it's good like it is. Bring the CD out.
Yeah.
Don't think anymore.
And they do, and people are fight. I want to change this, I want to change that. No, it's good enough. And it will take us another 3 weeks to increase just a little bit. Right? It's not worth it. Just do it.
This could be us. Yeah, we have also this perfectionist syndrome sometimes.
Everybody does. All right. It was very nice talking to you guys. The album is great. You guys are doing all right. Hopefully I can see you playing live this year, and hopefully you can see the new music coming up. But it's tough at the beginning, but you guys doing all right.
Thank you.
It requires a good strategy behind to move from point A to point B, and as I say, the self-funding, crowdfunding, and then perhaps a Patreon system. And I will send you a link to everything, Karina.
Thank you.
To give you some idea how you do it. And let me know if anything I can do from here to promote your album and promote your career and promote your festival and everything. And
That's so kind.
happy to help. Happy to help.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No problem. Merci beaucoup. Bye.
Yeah, merci beaucoup.
Thanks.
À bientôt.
No problem.